So what is going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video where today we are talking everything Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War COD 2020. By now we know what the game's called, even though it's not officially been revealed. But if you've been staying up to date with everything on the internet, a couple of days ago, different YouTubers began to receive crates from Activision, which they were told they could open up on the 10th of August, today. We suspected that whatever was inside of these crates was to do with COD 2020. Whatever was in here was going to be a teaser for the next game. There was tons of speculation, and today is August the 10th. A couple of hours ago, the mysterious crates were opened. So in this video, I'm going to go over everything that we've discovered so far. At the time of me recording this video, it has been a couple of hours since they were opened, and not everyone that's opened their crate has posted what they've got on the internet, unfortunately. Some people just didn't live stream or video them opening it, or they just haven't posted everything online. But every YouTuber got near enough the same thing, and combining what we have together, we can make out where this is all going. So inside of these crates, everyone got a projector. Each YouTuber's projector was different. All of them though are very old. Some of them I think were from the 1920s. Some YouTubers have projectors from the 1930s, the 1950s and 60s. So that was the first thing that's inside of the crate. The next thing is a manifest. This is an example of one of the manifests. As you can see up the top right hand corner, it says 5 out of 5. I think manifests 2 and 3 out of 5 haven't been posted yet, so we don't know what they say. But reading over what we do have, you can see it says communications attendant to operation blank, recipients embedded field agents blank. These are top secret documents containing compartmentalized information essential to national security. You are requested immediately to distribute the provided intelligence to your operatives in the field. These materials are to be used in the investigation of site blank in the Ural Mountains. Please ensure your package contains the documents listed in the column marked manifest. You will also be supplied with a projector to aid in distributing the materials. So we'll come back to the information on here in a little bit, but a manifest was the second thing that was in the crate, and then the third thing was some slides to put inside of the projector. And these images, which I am showing you on screen now, are just some of the things that the projector shows. Like I said, we do have some missing, people haven't posted them, but from what I've seen, every YouTuber got something along the same lines. Maybe there's 1 or 2 slides that are different, but they all seem to be hinting towards the same thing. The first 4 slides are locations. Up the top left hand corner, that is Britain. The specific location it is pointing to, marked 1, is London. On the second slide, the number 2, that is Paris. On the third slide, the bottom left, is New York, and then number 4, bottom right, that is Moscow. Along with that, there was also a slide of what looks like a multiplayer map. And if we compare this to a map that is very familiar to us, this slide is clearly Summit, the map that we first saw on BO1, and then I think it's come back as a remake on BO3 and 4. But we have a slide of Summit, and then all of the other slides are some sort of code. We have different numbers, letters, patterns that are clearly going to have to be solved and matched up to things to figure out what they mean. As of right now, we are still trying to figure this out. I don't know how long it's going to take. I just wanted to go over everything that we received in the crates and what we know so far. So we have 4 different locations: London, Paris, New York and Moscow. We have an image of Summit, and we have a bunch of different patterns, codes, numbers, letters to break down. So the first thing we've done is, since we've got an image of Summit on one of these slides, is we've gone into the BO4 version of this map, and in the main building we have images on the computers that match up with the slides. Now what's interesting about this is a few weeks ago BO4 had an update, and before that update these images weren't there. What we are seeing on the computers in Summit before BO4's latest update, this wasn't there, so clearly these were added in, so they were ready for the reveal of COD 2020. Obviously no one noticed it. So these on the computers are definitely to do with the slides. Another interesting thing is, in the map you can find 4 different clocks, and these are the times for London, Paris, New York, Moscow, and we have a 5th, which is Tokyo. 4 out of 5 of those locations are also on the slides: London, Paris, New York and Moscow. Tokyo isn't there. It could be that one of the YouTubers just hasn't posted their slide of Tokyo yet, or there isn't one, but 4 out of 5 of those locations are also time zones in Summit. And talking about those locations, going back to the slides, if you look at the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we go into Summit, different buildings have these numbers as well. They look exactly the same. The circles around them with the 4 breaks in between. The building numbers are also the numbers of London, Paris, New York and Moscow. There is a 5th number. I presume that would be Tokyo, but that isn't one of the slides. To add even more evidence that this has all got something to do with Summit, Treyarch on their official Twitter page have just updated their banner to this: some snowy mountains. The location of Summit is set in the Ural Mountains in the USSR, and if you just search up pictures of the Ural Mountains or even look around Summit itself, it is exactly the same. The Ural Mountains, the location of Summit, is Treyarch's new Twitter banner. Also, even more information, apparently the message of the day for Black Ops 4 has just been updated. It is an image of Summit. What does this all mean though? Well, if you put all of the 4 locations we have, London, Paris, New York and Moscow, into Google, and you add Cold War into that, you will get the Big Four. In 1954, as part of the Berlin Conference, there was a meeting of the Big Four foreign ministers of the United States, Britain, France and the Soviet Union from January the 25th to February the 18th, 1954. The ministers agreed to call a wider international conference to discuss a settlement to the recent Korean War and the ongoing First Indonesia War between France and the Vietnamese, but it failed to reach an agreement on issues of European security and the international status of Germany and Austria, then under four-power occupation after World War II. The meeting was an early fruit of the first period of the US-Soviet thaw during the Cold War. Little progress was made except with Austria, from which the Soviets agreed to withdraw if it were made a neutral country. Later that year, Geneva Conference produced a temporary peace in Indochina and France's withdrawal from Vietnam, but formal peace in Korea remained elusive. Some effects of the Berlin Conference were that the leaders were unable to reach an agreement. There was a fear of freedom between the East and West on matters such as free elections in Germany and Austria. The Soviet Union was not willing to place any trust in either country. 8 weeks from the end of the conference, they planned the Geneva Conference. So we had the Geneva Conference, which happened in 1954, and then in 1955, the Geneva Summit took place. This was a Cold War era meeting in Geneva, Switzerland, where the Big Four, the US, Britain, the Soviet Union and France, were accompanied by their foreign ministers. The purpose of the summit was to bring together world leaders to begin discussions on peace, although those discussions led down many different routes: arms negotiations, trade barriers, diplomacy, nuclear warfare. The talks were influenced by the common goal of increased global security. So we've got all of these things that link into the Cold War. Now going back to these slides and the projector, all of these different images that we had, a few things so far have been solved, and by the way, this looks like it's going to be a massive Easter egg that branches off in tons of different paths. As I've said before, this is more than likely also going to link into Warzone, so it seems like we're solving things with all of the information we've got today, and then we're going to have to use Warzone to get more answers. But as I was saying, a few things have been solved. First off, if you overlay certain slides over the computer screens, you get words. As you see right here, overlaying one of the screens in Summit with one of the slides, you get the word when. And using this pattern, we've managed to make a word or a phrase which says watch turn 11. These words are going to be very important to something I'm going to talk about in a minute. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the clocks in the map. When you also align them with slides, in the end, you actually get a phrase. It says, Bish, you were here. And interestingly, Bish, you were here is the name of a chess game that was played in 1972 during the Cold War. And what's even more interesting is in 2014, there was a movie based on this famous chess game. It is called Pawn Sacrifice, and if you look at the running time of this movie, it is 115 minutes. 115. Clearly a reference to zombies. But going back to that famous chess game Bish, you were here, this also looks like it's going to have something to do with Warzone, because the moves of the chess pieces in this game look like they could be coordinates. Remember earlier I said the phrase watch turn 11? That is relating to the turns in this chess game. Like I said, right now this is all still being figured out, but it looks like it branches off in loads of different paths. This is literally one of the biggest Easter eggs we've ever had for a reveal. We have had small things in the past, but nothing on the level of this. They're combining one game, Black Ops Cold War, with another being Warzone. As I brought up in my previous video, we had our first teasers for COD 2020 in Warzone. We saw the message know your history appear on screen. I don't know exactly how long this is going to take to fully solve, because there is so much information here that is taking us off into multiple different routes. Not to mention the fact that we've now got two games combining into one. And just as I was about to finish up this video, we've got yet even more information. I hope you guys are staying until the end, because a teaser site has now been found for the game. The website is called pawntakespawn.com/TV. This is an Activision website because in the terms of use, there are links which take you over to the Activision official site. There isn't too much to go off besides on the fact that there is a TV, chess pieces. Down the bottom right hand corner we can see 08-14-12. And interestingly, in the background, which is very difficult to see behind the TV, there is the Warzone map. So what does this mean? This is more than likely a date. 08-14, the 14th of August, which is 4 days away from now, at 12 PM, we are going to get something. Whether this is the site that's actually going to show the trailer, I don't know, but this does seem to round off everything nicely. I've explained every single thing that's going on, so maybe 4 days from now, we're getting a trailer, or at least something's happening on this site. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because this video can go on for absolutely ever. It seems like there's new information getting solved every half hour. So expect another video tomorrow, I guess, or maybe soon, depending on how much gets solved. This could take a long time. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. I'd love to hear your theories and ideas in the comment section below, what you think this means, but until then, goodbye.